As the days get shorter and the nights get cooler, we rely a lot on comfort foods to keep us warm and happy. So I'm thrilled about my first guest. Katy Mitchell is a chef at Andare Kitchen and Bar, which is located inside the Hyatt Regency Seattle, and she joins me in the kitchen to make one of my very favorite things, spaghetti and meatballs.
You know, it's super simple. Everybody thinks it's really complicated, but it's actually one of my favorite things to make in the restaurant and at home. So this is going to be fun.
Well, so I know why I love spaghetti and meatballs, but do you have a real love for them?
I do. I'm obviously a chef of an Italian restaurant, so that really helps. But I also really like that our meatballs specifically have 4 different kinds of meats. We do Italian sausage, we do veal, we do ground beef. It's really great stuff. Our butcher that we have on staff in our kitchen, he makes all of these for us. We can go through 100 to 200 a day when we're busy, so it's really fun.
Smokes.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of meatballs.
It is a lot of meatballs.
I promise that's the last time I'm going to do that. Maybe on this. Okay, so let's get started with 4 different kinds of meat. That's amazing. We're going to make meatballs, yes?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So I've got a bowl here.
Okay.
We've got some gloves over here. Want to make sure that we're nice and clean. Perfect.
Should I'll let you do the mixing and I'll just toss in. Okay, you tell me what to toss in.
Okay, so we'll start with the meat. So we've got the veal here.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the ground beef.
So veal, ground beef, does it need to be like 20-80 or does that matter?
Usually we do about 60-40 for this. Okay. And then we've got a spicy Italian sausage here.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
This is going to make a lot of meatballs.
It is, I know, but you know, more for the family, especially, you know, it's going to be great.
The New Day family
today. New Day family.
Okay. And then what is this one?
This is mild Italian sausage. Oh. So we like to do a couple different kinds in there just so we get a bunch of different flavors, you know?
If you wanted to, you could do all spicy. Or if you didn't like spicy, maybe just all the mild.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You just want the flavor. Okay. And that's really what the mixes are going to be for. So I've got this nice and mixed up here.
Okay.
We'll start with some breadcrumbs.
Okay. Are these a certain kind of breadcrumb? Is this panko?
So this is actually a rice panko. So we keep our meatballs gluten-free so that we can be inclusive for everybody that wants to come in. There's a lot of dairy though, so we want to make sure that
we can't do anything about that.
Well, I mean, cheese is Italian, you know, Parmesan cheese.
Yep.
We're going to throw some of that in there now too.
So this is just grated parm.
It is grated parm. We shred it in-house and everything. So I'm going to just keep mixing here. I know, it's got a lot of stuff in here. And we got the eggs.
Okay, so are these just eggs, beaten eggs?
Beaten eggs, and then I added some milk in there too. So that's going to kind of combine all of the ingredients together and kind of emulsify everything. So when we actually go to scoop everything, it all holds together, and especially in our sauce too. Okay. So we got the mixing going on, and then we just got some flavoring here. Okay. So I've got some parsley, I've got some garlic, and then just some salt and pepper. So you can throw in
salt and all that.
Well, no, we're not going to do all of that.
All this garlic, though.
All the garlic, yes. We want as much garlic as possible.
And then the parsley.
And the parsley, yep.
Okay.
Nice little mixy mix.
It's kind of interesting in Italian families. It seems like everybody has their own recipe.
It's
still very similar, but maybe different meats.
Yes,
spices.
I agree. And you know, it's funny that you say this because when we were launching our hotel and opening up and we were starting up this restaurant, we came up with 100 different recipes, I swear. And
for meatballs?
Yes, for meatballs, so that we could find the perfect one. So really, we did go through just like you would do with all your different family members, and everybody's got a different recipe. That's what we did with this.
So you had to test all of those?
We did, yeah. It was a long day. It was really hard. I have a hard job.
That's a lot of meat. I'm not going to do it.
That's a lot of meatballs.
Okay, I'm going to do it. That's a lot of meatballs. Okay.
So we've got the mix made here, and it takes a couple of minutes to get everything together.
Okay, so this is what it looks like when
this is what it looks like when it's all done. And then one of my favorite tricks is to actually use an ice cream scooper.
Okay.
It sounds kind of weird.
What a great idea.
Yes. And so when we're going to actually get everything together, we're just going to put it right here on this little pan, and just scoop.
So just
just like that.
Do you bake these?
Yeah, so I like to put them in the oven, get a little bit of caramelization on there, and get some nice flavors. You really want that. And then what I like to do is I finish it off in the sauce. And so I put all the fat from everything in on this pan and put it into my sauce too.
I'm not very good at this. So these go in the oven.
So they do. We're going to do about 375, 12 to 15 minutes. You'll know because they'll be pretty golden brown.
Why don't I finish these and you start the sauce?
Perfect.
Is that okay? I'll get better, I promise, Chef. I promise, Chef.
So right now, I'm just going to drop some pasta We use a really great local company, Carso's, and so he makes all of the pasta for us in-house throughout our entire hotel, but especially for us.
Right.
So this is
So it's
spaghetti.
fresh.
Yes, it is. He does deliveries for us almost every day, which is pretty exciting. And then he also does our linguine for our other dishes and our ziti as well. So he does all the pasta for us. No dry pasta in my
So this
kitchen.
is just tomato sauce or tomatoes?
Yeah, so this is our house-made pomodoro sauce. So you'll see this over here, all of our ingredients. We've got some nice plum tomatoes, we've got basil, we've got olive oil, a really nice red wine. And so what we do is we roast off our tomatoes, and then we blend it up with our canned tomatoes that we get. They're really nice San Marzanos. And then we just put everything together and simmer it away for the day.
Okay. And that's what we have here.
That's what we have here,
Okay.
yes. I made this yesterday, so we got this going. And then I like to add some butter.
I mean,
butter makes everything better.
Absolutely.
So I like to do like 1 or 2 little pieces. Just let it go.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna warm everything up.
It's going to be rich and indulgent.
I know, right? And then I also like to add some Parmesan cheese to it.
Oh,
this
to the
is
sauce.
To the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, why are you doing this?
No, I'm all in. I'm all in.
I like to do this because it makes it really creamy.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Gives it a nice creaminess to it, and then we're just gonna let this go until it starts going.
Okay,
you know?
and as it's simmering, tell me a little bit more about the menu at Andare.
So we've got a great happy hour. We've also got our great late night menu as well, with these meatballs on there. So you'll see them if you come in and enjoy it with us.
And the lunch menu?
The lunch menu, they are there too. So we do a meatball sandwich, one of my favorite, I swear, is one of the best in the Pacific Northwest. It's gotta be. And then we do a really great dish with our polenta and the pomodoro sauce on top as well. So it's really great. Love it.
Multi-use on this sauce.
Yes, we like to do cross-utilization in kitchens, you know.
Yeah.
We also do sandwiches and salads. We do our large
Breads.
pizza oven and everything. Oh, so great. Love it.
So you bake these off.
Yes,
And
we
you
do.
said about
375,
Okay.
12 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
You'll see when they're golden brown.
Could I freeze them before, or should I
yeah.
bake them off and then freeze them?
You definitely do them raw,
Okay.
and then you could just let them defrost, and then you can put them right into the oven.
And then into the sauce.
I like to do that because then you can do a really big batch,
Okay.
and then you just put it in your freezer, take them out the day before.
And I think we
you're
even
good.
have some here to show us what they look
do,
like. Well,
yes.
I'm gonna just. Ooh. Oh, okay, so this is what they look like baked off.
Yeah, so you'll see all this really nice golden brown here, and you get some nice melty
Okay.
cheese. That's why we put cheese in everything.
Should we plate something real quick and I'll try it? What do you think?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Let's get this a little bit more melted in there.
And
get
this
that
is
going.
probably ready to go because it's,
Yeah, I think it's
not
good.
long.
A little, maybe 30 more seconds.
Okay.
So we got this going.
I like the idea of baking them and then just letting them simmer in the sauce. You
Yeah.
could do that for hours, right?
You could, yeah. Like I said too, when you do that, you also get all that fat in the pan.
Yeah.
And then you put that in there. And so you get like
Great point.
meaty goodness throughout the entire thing. It's really wonderful.
And then I think the idea of freezing them, especially if you're going to have a holiday party, because I just feel like Italian food at a holiday party. We always do Italian food on Christmas Eve, and this would be a perfect
I
thing.
also like these. These are great size too for if you want to do appetizers or anything, like with your house or any at your house. Love it.
All right, can I try this?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So we're gonna give it a nice little good shake, get all the pasta water off of it, and mix it in there. And then we can stir it if you're feeling adventurous. You can toss
you're feeling
it.
adventurous.
Well, I've been doing this for a while, so you know.
Do I could just eat straight from the pan? What do you think? Or do I need a?
I think we should make it look nice.
Okay, we're gonna make it look nice.
Let's do it.
Fine.
I know. Life is so hard for us. So we'll do
You
the
go,
little
chef.
bit right here. I like to just toss a couple of the meatballs in there, just get them coated with the sauce. Done.
I think I have a fork. Oh, huh. Funny how I have one right here ready to go.
Well, isn't that convenient?
And you're gonna make it look pretty.
Oh, of course, yes.
More
Some
cheese, of course.
You want to do like almost a snowball on top of there, because why not, right? What is life without cheese?
Actually, those are the best kind of snowballs, right? I'll take that over the winter kind
I know.
any
And
day.
then a little bit of micro basil, and it's ready.
I'm gonna try this
course.
right as we go into break. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is. Thank you
Of
so much,
course.
Chef.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.